welcome to my channel, Totally Spines. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the books I read for the month of May. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's start with the physical books. The physical books, the first one is The Weston Gate by Ellen Raskin. Basically, 16 people are sitting in on a reading of a will of recently passed Samuel W. Weston, and in order to get an inheritance, they have to figure out who killed him. And I did not expect what is happening. I mean, I had an inkling, but I didn't realize that the extent that it went to. So yeah, it's under 200 pages, like 181 pages. So yeah, there's that. And the next books I have is part of a series. It's Spy Family Volume 6, 7, 8, and 9. So basically it follows Lloyd Forger, aka Twilight. He's a master spy, and he is tasked with getting close to Donovan Desmond, who possibly it has a connection with, I guess, like an extremist group, I believe. Yeah, he has like connections with an extremist group that can disrupt the peace between the East and the West. So in order for Twilight to get close to him, he basically has to have a family to, and most likely a child, to enroll into Eden Academy because Desmond doesn't really go anywhere. He's a recruit. He's a recluse. I can't speak today. But anyway, yeah, there's that. So there's a lot of shenanigans, okay? So many secrets, it's ridiculous, but it's a great time. I absolutely love it. It's fun. It's so fun. Okay, so those are all my physical books. Let's go over to the books I read on my Kindle. I am looking at my Goodreads, so I'm going to be looking over here. Okay, so the first book that I read was Stalking His Muse by K.A. Pride. Not really sure if that's how I say it. I gave this one a 3-star. I don't remember what happened with this book. All I know is I didn't really like it as I thought I would. Liking something, I don't know. I just gave it a 3. I'm not gonna dive deep on it, and I'm gonna move on. The next book is The Secret Girl by C.M. Stonich. I gave it a 4. Most likely it's a 3.75 for me, but so basically Charlotte, she's going undercover as a boy at an all-boys school because essentially they want to start bringing girls to the academy, but the only other girl that did go to this academy died by suicide. So, you know, Charlotte is trying to, I guess, placate her dad because she wants to go move in with her mom, and her mom's in rehab. It's a whole thing, but it's a reverse harem. It's supposed to be light, essentially, and I've read bully romances, and this is light considering, so it's not as dark compared to other C.M. Stonich books. So I did appreciate that because sometimes you need a breather, like, oof. But anyway, I mean, it was all right. I think there's like 3 or 4 books in the series. I'm in the middle of the second one, so yeah, there's that one. Next is Flower's Beast by Shelby Manuel. I gave it a 4. It was good. I don't remember too much about it though. It was, I just know it was good. Moving on. The next book is Grumpy in the Mountains by Olivia T. Turner. I gave it a 3. It was supposed to be like a Grumpy Sunshine type of situation, but I felt like there was not enough grumpiness in it, or I think I wish it was longer, essentially, because he's grumpy. Well, he was always really grumpy, but I feel like he was only grumpy because he lost his girlfriend, the love of his life. So his girlfriend Molly, she decided to study college in London, so she broke up with him, and they've been apart for 7 years. She came back, and you know, they decided to, I guess, she wanted to pick up where they left off, kind of. And he was like, even though I still have feelings for you, I'm still kind of hurt that you dumped me, kind of thing. So he was just grumpy. I feel like this should have been a little more, like maybe another 20 to 50 pages, maybe. I don't know. I just felt like it was really quick. It was like 70-ish pages. So I think it wasn't enough. And I think I was in the middle of becoming into a book slump, so I guess I didn't really care too much for this particular book. I think I only like 2 of the books in the series, the Green Mountain Boys. I think I only like 2 of the books out of 4 or 5 that's in this series. So anyway, the next one is, okay, I'm doing a video on this, so I'm just going to tell you how I felt about them instead of what the ratings are going to be, because the ratings are going to be in that video. The rest of these books are all alien romances. Comfort Zone, I kind of out of that. So yeah. So the first book I read was of alien romances is Auction to the Alien Beast by Michelle Mills. I mean, I think if it was a little longer, I think I would have liked it a little bit more, but I didn't like it as much. I think I know it was under 100 pages. I didn't really like it as much because I feel like with alien romances, I guess they have this fated mates type of situation. So in this instance, I think he believed that she was his maid or whatever. I don't know. I guess this is in a way instant love, but I felt like something was missing. So I didn't really like it as much. The next book is Alien Warlord's Claim. Okay, so the main female character, she catches her best friend and her fiance the day of her wedding cheating on her. So she is abducted by aliens right after that, and she is put on this planet with these aliens, I guess, living indigenously, essentially. And a leader from another tribe comes to talk to the leader that she's in, the group that she's in. And he's enamored by her right away and steals her and goes to his tribe. It was alright, but I didn't like it as much, only because I felt like things were missing in this one too. But it's a series, so I'm thinking certain things that I feel like was missing in this book is probably going to be filled out in other books, and that's unfortunate because I'm not in a mood to read the other ones. There's going to be at least 7 books, I know for sure, and they might be out, I don't know, but I didn't particularly like this one. This one was, the aliens in this world, they live indigenously, and I mean, there's like one tribe that has like technologies, but I just feel like it was a little isolating for her, because I feel like alien books that I read, the female character, she's so isolated. Like, she doesn't build any relationships with other people. It's always her being a bystander in certain situations, and then her relationship with the alien. Do you know what I mean by that? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, at least the books that I've been reading, it's always focused on just the 2 of them, if that makes sense. And I don't necessarily like that. I feel like with the alien themselves, they are a part of what's going on, and then the female character, she's just a bystander of what's going on. She's not full-fledged into it, and that may be because she is a human and she doesn't have the capabilities that an alien can do. But to me, I don't like that, so maybe that's why I didn't like it as much as I would want. So there's that. Next is Found by the Barbarian by Ona Strum. Yeah, this is the one I actually really, really like. And I can't wait for the other book to come out because I actually like this one. So the main female character, she was abducted by an alien or aliens like 2 years prior, and she was sold to someone as a pet. And she basically was in a cage throughout those 2 years, barely being fed or anything. and her owner decided to sell her back on the market because he didn't want her anymore. And then she sold again to an alien that will use her as a toy, essentially. And he bought like four other women along with her. So they decide, like, he I guess he connects them to a pole because they were all like handcuffed together. So he chains them to a pole so he can go about the rest of the market to see what else he can buy. And they managed to steal his keys, unlock each other, and then take his ship and decide to get as far away from the market planet that they were on. And they ended up on this moon planet. I think it's called Zune, I think that's what it's called. And this moon planet actually holds a prison. And this is very interesting because the prisoners are stuck there, meaning the prison guards that were there, they just up and left one day. They did not come back. And the prisoners can't go anywhere because they have these collars on. And if they do not get back into their cells after a full day, the collar will detonate and they will die. So basically, from what I read, it said the guards disappeared 20 moons ago. So that was like 20 days. So they've been in this rotation for almost a month, and they don't know why. And the mysterious thing that was going on is that they were going to put them to work. So they had like 10 prisoners go work in a mine, but they disappeared. So they got 10 more prisoners to go work in a mine, and they too disappeared. So something happened with those prisoners, so much so that it scared the prison guards, and they decided to leave. So that was like a interesting mystery to go about. I actually really liked that aspect. There was like something to hold on to besides this truly being a romance. There, I mean, like, as far as the other books, like, this one was not as heavy on smut, but I didn't care because I was so enamored with the whole mystery and trying to figure out what was going on. So there was that. The next one is Nailing the Alien by Ava Ross. I did not like this one as much. It was a Grumpy Sunshine type of alien thing. And I think I didn't like it as much because the main guy, the main alien, he's an orc alien. And he ends up in like a mating frenzy or something. And he keeps talking about it over and over again. It was driving me nuts. So I kind of gave it a low rating. Outside of that, it was decent. Moving right along. Next one is Claiming His Mate by A.G. Wilde. This one was interesting. I kind of wish it was a little longer. This was interesting because the female character, she has a disability. She was born without one arm. And she won a trip on a luxury space cruise. And she noticed something, but I would have noticed right away because there was no men on the ship. And she noticed that all the women on here had a disability too. And soon after takeoff, things get pretty rocky. And then some aliens board the ship and they basically massacred like 99% of the women on board. And four of the women, including the main female character, is taken with these aliens. And they are murderous. There's no redeeming qualities about them whatsoever. So yeah, the main female character, she's sent to this bargaining planet where she's put in this cage and they're going to place bids on her. The Atari aliens were actually supposed to get these ship of females as part of a deal between the Earth and them for supplies and whatever. They were promised women for mates because they essentially have a lot of unmated males and not enough females. And of course, human women are close to their anatomy. So, yeah. So the government on Earth promised all these women who they deem, defective, and just give them to these aliens. Like, yeah, don't take it off her hands, basically. So, yeah, that's pretty sad and angering to read about. I think I didn't like one part where she was spiraling. I don't like that with books. I think it is equivalent to the third act breakup, but they changed it around, essentially. So I don't like when people spiral. It doesn't make sense sometimes. Like, sometimes when you spiral, it does make sense, but in this instance, it didn't make sense. The next one is Alien Psycho by Loki Renard. I didn't really like this book at all. So this female bounty hunter is supposed to get this alien for basically mass murdering a lot of people. So he's a murderer and stuff. And he lives on this ice planet in this cave. So she goes to capture him, but she basically almost dies. He saves her and decides to keep her. And I'm not sure. I can't put my finger on it. I don't 100% sure. Not sure why I didn't like this book, but yeah, there's that one. And the last book that I've read is My Alien Captor by Lars Stark. I think I was really harsh with my rating on this one, only because I think I was getting into a book slump and I was just over it. I skimmed the last 20% of this book because I just wanted it to be over. So essentially, the main female character, I think she's a person of color, so that was great, but she was working 3 jobs to make ends meet. She had her ex-boyfriend Darnell, who is addicted to drugs, and he was trying to get money out of her. She tried to outrun him. Then she got abducted by aliens, and they were going to use her as basically a breeding vessel, essentially. And the alien that's her love interest was supposed to steal her and keep her safe until 7 moons. And what's unfortunate is that he's also an addict. This is the first time I read where an alien is addicted to drugs. He's addicted to a thing called Chigo. So I think I didn't like this book as much because I felt like the female character was always constantly being a part of somebody else's problem. Like, her father was a drug addict, her boyfriend was a drug addict, the alien that abducted her, that is her love interest, is a drug addict. Like, is there no escape from all this? Eventually he gets off of it and he's better for her. But still, I just didn't like that being a constant in her life, really. And I think I would like this book if I wasn't so over it at this point. Like, usually I give books lower ratings if I'm just not in the mood for it anymore. I just wanted it to be over. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, that is all the books that I read for the month of May. I'll put the number on the screen because I always forget to count them. And here's to making sure I read a lot of books for the month of June. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.